Paradise. Welcome to, this studio lighting on now, not the general auditorium lighting. This is part 7 of the John Bonham Moby Dick Live. The engine spawned, the engine happens. This is sort of where the engine is used. See this link real fast for the Bonham engine if you haven't seen it. Couple links, I'll put them up. Bonham engine, extremely important. The Copeland engine is coming later. There is a Copeland engine, which you can morph with the Bonham engine via the tripletization of the whole concept, which leads us into the swing concept. But we'll get back to that too. Here's the Bonham swing video I put up. All right, so video number 7. What I built up to here was the general paradigm, if you recall from video number 6, which is from a year and a week ago. God, where does the time go? My Ersatz Ching Ring. These babies, they were marketed as just hi-hat tambourine for a long time. You get them for like 25 bucks. And it seemed like for about 4 or 5 months, or maybe 8 months, they were marketed as Ching Rings, but then they were gone. I think the Ralph Kester people, the original Ching Ring folk, put the kibosh on it. But listen, it's a little higher pitch than the original. Not nickel-plated, a couple subtle differences. But so here we are. Remember, I left off in video 6. Wow, this is going to be slow. No bass drum for now. But in the context, it'd be more, I'll speed up a... There's a very important, I wanted everybody to practice that because it's very important that Bonham does that. But there's a couple things I want to explain here though, and this is important. Be patient, just bear with me. Bonham, what happens is you got to think of the thing in almost a marching way. It really is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like you can think of it in chunks, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and... As a basic paradigm, that would be like this. There might have been one time or two I carried it over the 8, the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But my point is learn that paradigm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Remember what I'm basing this off of. For years and years and years, it was really hard to tell what Bonham was playing there. Because the only document of Bonham playing Moby Dick live in this fashion, the classic 72, 73, 75, 77, is The Song Remains the Same movie. Okay, the shot 1973, Madison Square Garden, but came out in 76, which I did see at the Late Show way back in the day. I was really young, too, and I was surrounded by all these crazy Zeppelin hippie fans, like, woo! And I was always surprised at how small the stage looked. Like, suddenly I remember that it came on, rock and roll, and suddenly they were locked into a place about this big. I was like, whoa, that's kind of... But what happens here is, I'm going to watch this, okay? Now, forget about the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, but just listen to what's happening here. So we're starting out with the same... Those, when you hear those, he does those. But check this out. So instead of, if you listen again to what I started to talk about, the Earls Court, that's what I meant to go into, forget my ADD. The Earls Court document, okay? The Earls Court, what happened was at Earls Court in 1975, they played 5 shows at Earls Court in London. Well, what they did is they videotaped, they had cameras set up that was videotape, it wasn't film. See, the problem with the film of The Song Remains the Same, when Bonham's doing this cool stuff in Moby Dick, that's being shot at 24 frames per second. A lot of the doubles and stuff he's doing in there is moving so fast, you see a blur. Sometimes you don't, there's a couple times where you do see the, but not really. The Earls Court document is videotape, which is true analog, which is just, you know, true. It's not chunk, chunk, chunk. Even film really is chunk, 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 chunk. It is. In the sense, it's analog in the sense that each image is stored as it is, but then it goes to the next, and then it goes to the next. So there's little teeny things that are kind of skipped by the nature of it. But in Earls Court, it's videotape, so it is totally calculus-y. It's calculus, baby. Okay, it's not okay? So you see, as I've explained in videos 1 through 6, Bonham does do that into an accent. Except what Bonham does in that little period of time in the, see, it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and ba 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 ba. See, 3 and ba 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 ba. What happens in there, instead of being like 1 E and a 2 or 4 E and a 1, or actually technically it'd be 1 E and a 2. Wait, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 E and a 1. Okay, by the end of it, 1 and 2 E and a 1. What happens is very often, most of the time, it's not 1 and 2 E and a 1, as I've been demonstrating. What it really is it really that those last 4 E and a 2 E and a whatever, like ba 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 ba, are actually tripletized. But what Bonham does is he manages to squeeze in the 2 notes with the, it kind of goes back and forth. Sometimes it really is like 2 E and a 1, 2 E and a 1, ba 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 16ths, right? Remember, treat the whole thing as 1 and 2, like march. They're like, except the engine's going on, which remember, with the right hand going down with the left foot, alternate with the left hand with the right foot. With the right foot and the right hand and the left foot being the 1. 1 and 2, and as I've explained in the videos I put above, keeping the bass drum out. Hear that? But what Bonham does is more like this. What actually happens is the feel is like this. There's a difference. Now, that is kind of the whole key to it. So what I want you to do is I'm going to put a link here to that video, the Earls Court. Listen to it. When Bonham's doing it, this person slows it down 50%. It seems slower than that. For whatever reason, they call it MIDI. You know, it's you know, at first when I saw it, I thought maybe what they did is he counted the pulses and he substituted, you know, like samples of the chingering and samples of the snare. But it's actually the gig. If you listen to it, it actually really is. The sound is real too. Meaning it's not. I don't know why MIDI's on there. You gotta check it out. And it sounds like this. I'm keeping the bass drum out for now. But listen, it's gonna sound some mistakes in here. Now listen. It's like there's a couple times where there's some stumbles. Couple times. But when you speed that baby up to 100%, it sounds marvelous. So this is video 7. This is where that all comes together. So again, what I've been asking everybody to practice is, you can just keep these babies going. Remember, these are the 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. You can loop the 1 and 2 and 3 in. 2 and 3 and. Do it long as you want. The hands out. So I'm going to slow that down. Remember, right here I'm doing the 16ths. as I slow it down, it gets harder in there to actually perform it slow. But really what you got to remember is, though, again, that last grouping rides between 1 E and a 2. Da 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 da. Something E and a something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the, remember the 5, the accent. It's really 1 and a 2. That's really the feel. So, hang on, I gotta get my bearings. Versus, hear that? Versus the tripletized, or in the same context. But it seems what he does, though, is when he does do this, see what I'm doing there? I'm going like this. I'm doing this right hand is 1 and the left being the and then the next downbeat when the hi-hat is the right again. So it's like right, right, left, right. Except that Bonham will still sneak in a couple notes with that left hand on the Watch the footage, Earls Court. So it's like, it's like, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So he's like doubling the kind of. Just watch that. That's very valuable. So take these last 6 videos, 7, including this one, videos. Go back to the Earls Court a lot. Watch that. You can try to play it slow. It'd be helpful to play it slow, but it might be hard for you. But that's what Bonham is doing. And then, of course, he alternates sometimes with the engine, the straight-up engine. 1, so 1 and 2 and 3 and remember, that's important. The 1 is the left foot on the hat. Now, you can play the Bonham engine the other way. There's no law, but it won't sound like what Bonham's doing, okay? You can't go 1 and 2 and 3 and. How'd that go? Versus. Okay? So again, watch my videos on the Bonham engine. I have a bunch of them. Links I put up there. You can watch me doing Moby Dick right into The Song Remains the Same, which was, so I put that up as the Led Zeppelin workout, because that really is. Moby Dick and The Song Remains the Same were like 8 and 9 in the set list. Rock and Roll, the Lemon Song, Wanton Song. And we work our way to Moby Dick into The Song Remains the Same. So I was pretty happy with that, except for the one botch I had in the Moby Dick going into, I was out of gas, and I really had to collect myself going into the main solo. But anyway, more videos on the way. Today is Friday. Okay, more videos on the way, including some more jams, including more Bonham lesson videos. I got to get back into kind of doing those with the better sound. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Remember, if you want to contact me, it's bonzoleum@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out PFOZ, People's Front of Zeppelin with George. PFOZ. And if you want to email George, remember well, it's not Bonzology anymore. We put the ham in Bonzology, so it's Bonhamology. But if you want to send George an email, it's gtbonzology@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. A sincere thank you to my subscribers, and I hope everybody can subscribe, because we're a big, happy Led Zeppelin Bonham family here. Thank you. Oh, I still have some t-shirts left, too, if you want some. Thank you.